Welcome to this edition of Build, Grow, and Enjoy, the BGE Radio Network out of Atlanta, GA. We have a tremendous guest we're going to get to here in just a few moments. Get a hold of us online at buildgrowandenjoy.com. So let's go to our first guest, or our only guest of the hour. Stephanie Mann is going to join us here on BGE, and you can get a hold of us each and every week over there at jiggyjaguar.com. And incredible stuff. Get a hold of us each and every week at buildgrowandenjoy.com. So, a little behind the scenes here. I need to learn how to spell. That would be one thing. That would be one thing that I need to do. But lots of different things happening at buildgrowandenjoy.com, the BGE Radio Network out of Atlanta, GA. And let's try Stephanie Mann. There's gotta be. We have found our guest, and we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. Stephanie Mann is with us today. SafeKidsNow.com is the official website. Go over to SafeKidsNow.com. Stephanie Mann is a crime and violence prevention consultant, and the website, of course, is SafeKidsNow.com. So, Stephanie, you have got an incredible background. You're the author of Empowerment Parenting, How to Raise the Resilient Children Who Become Happy, Self-Reliant Adults. Crime and violence prevention consultant. You're the author of 5 books on home, family, and community safety. Welcome to Build, Grow, and Enjoy. Tell us a little bit about how you got started helping the kids.
Oh, my goodness, that goes back a ways. Thank you so much, James, for inviting me to be here today.
Yes.
How I got started, I got started in my own community, and that goes back quite a ways. And we had a crime wave. We had a community of 17,000 people. We had problems that we didn't know how to address. We did not have a local police department. So volunteers got together. There were 10 of us. We put together a plan. We went out and organized neighbors. And we reduced our crime problem 48% within 2.5 years. So that's how we got started.
That is phenomenal. That is amazing. That proves that basically folks such as yourself manage to be able to see a problem and get it whacked in the head and taken care of. That is just amazing, my friend.
Well, as a matter of fact, Shirley and Hanky and myself decided to write out, because we got a lot of publicity at the time, and we decided to write out exactly how we did it. And we put it in a book, which is on our website, called Alternative to Fear, Guidelines for Safer Neighborhoods. And as a result, it was sent out through the California Youth Authority to thousands of police departments. And that was the beginning. We helped launch the neighborhood watch program. But unfortunately, they took it up as a police problem, and we addressed it as a community problem, which made a huge difference.
That is amazing. It is Stephanie Mann. She joins us today here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy, the BGE Radio Network out of Atlanta, GA. BuildGrowandEnjoy.com. Each and every week, Build, Grow, and Enjoy brings you folks in the community who are helping out and making a difference. And this week, our guest is Stephanie L. Mann. SafeKidsNow.com is the official website. Go over to SafeKidsNow.com. And Stephanie Mann is a empowerment parenting author. And this book is tremendous. Tell me a little bit about the writing process and what you did to bring empowerment parenting to life.
Well, in the process of working with the Oakland Police Department in California, I noticed there were a lot of homeless people sitting by the building, and I got acquainted, got to know them. And one day they all jumped up and said they were going over to get some food from Mother Wright. And I said, "Where are you going then?" And they said, "Oh, just around the block." So they invited me to go with them. And that was the beginning of my journey of working with the homeless for almost 5 years. And I started support groups, and I learned what homeless people never learned as children. And those are the steps in empowerment parenting. Really basic stuff like you are unique and special, how to handle anger, how to find your spiritual center so that you don't become a victim and you don't become a bully. So I put all of that in the book, and I might add that as we speak, it's being translated into Chinese for Taiwan. So I'm very excited about that.
We have Stephanie Mann joining us today here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. Check out the website, buildgrowandenjoy.com, for past guests and future guests information as well, available at buildgrowandenjoy.com. Stephanie L. Mann with us today. She's a crime and violence prevention consultant. She has the website, safekidsnow.com. She also has a tremendous book, Empowerment Parenting, How to Raise Resilient Children Who Become Happy, Self-Reliant Adults, crime and violence prevention consultant as well. And Stephanie was at the beginning of our interview, just in case you came in late or you want to hear it again, we're going to have it available at buildgrowandenjoy.com. She was talking to us about how she helped launch Neighborhood Watch, and just an incredible story. So Stephanie, how exactly did you working with the police, what are some of the different things that you've learned over your time?
Oh my, so much. Probably the first thing I learned was the police react to crime, and citizen involvement prevent crime from happening in the first place. So when people rely on the police, they're doing themselves a disfavor because they cannot prevent crime. Yes, they can intervene, but the real solution to this is citizen involvement. If we're going to stop crime and violence, it's going to have to come from the citizens themselves, and that's one of the reasons that I have a whole bunch of information on neighborhood safety experts, training them and having them look like people that look like and speak the language of the community, to go back into the community and help people get organized so that they can stop crime. For example, we had a lady come into our office one time, and she was irate because the city had decided to put a fence all the way around her park across the street, which was called Davis Park. And she said, "That's crazy. They can't arrest the drug dealers. The drug dealers have taken over." And she said, "They're just putting a fence around it so the drug dealers can't get in." And she said, "My kids can't get in either." So we said, "Okay, why don't you guys get the neighbors together, go out, start taking down driver's license numbers, descriptions, time of day, and go. Don't be obvious about it. Do it very casually." They did it. She got her neighbors together. They went out. They walked the dog. Nobody would notice as they took down descriptions. They were playing chess. watering their yards, that sort of thing. And as a result of that, they were able to turn over, or we turned over the information for them. The police arrested people because they had information. They can't arrest people without information. And they cleaned up the neighborhood park within 3 months. So the neighbors got together and they said, okay, we've done the hard work of getting all this information to the police. They went back to city council and they said, the money you were going to use for the fence, we want that money to be used for new swing sets and tables for the kids, which their request was granted. So that's the power of the people to turn things around.
Stephanie Mann with us today. The website is safekidsnow.com. Her latest book, Empowerment Parenting, How to Raise Resilient Children Who Become Happy and Self-Reliant Adults. Stephanie joins us today here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. You can get more information at buildgrowandenjoy.com. What makes your book, Empowerment Parenting, different from other health and safety books for parents?
Well, thanks for asking that one, because this is about a spiritual inside. This is what I learned from the homeless people that I worked with. They had broken spirits, meaning they didn't feel good about themselves. They'd been put down. They had been abused as children. Now, not all of them. Many of our homeless people don't stay homeless very long. But the ones that we started support groups for, they had a lot of emotional problems. They didn't know how to handle their emotions. Very angry. It took us a while just to get them to meet together and listen to each other because there was so much anger. So if people don't are blocking themselves, and children don't have the inner resources to know how to handle and how to stay spiritually centered, they get very confused. So this is a book about how to empower parents so they can empower their kids. One tip, and we do have tips in the book. It's not just spiritual. It's about, here's constructive stuff that you can do today. And one tip is have a listening chair in your kitchen or family room. And that means you talk to the kids in the family. You know, kids squabble and fight, or they have problems at school. No child should go to bed angry. So anytime a child has a problem in the family, they get to sit in the chair and everybody has to stop what they're doing and listen. And this is the way parents can improve their listening skills with children, so that these kids have an escape valve. They don't keep secrets. And if you start with having a listening chair at an early age in your family, they will tell you secrets when they're teenagers. They will talk to you later on. So that's really a tip that has been used by a lot of people, and they said it's been very beneficial to help their kids have better communication within the family itself.
Stephanie Mann is our guest this week here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. SafeKidsNow.com is the official website. Our website is BuildGrowAndEnjoy.com. Go over and check out Stephanie's incredible new book, Empowerment Parenting, How to Raise Resilient Children Who Become Happy and Self-Reliant Adults. Get more information on her website at SafeKidsNow.com. So what 3 things can parents do to keep their children safe and healthy today, Stephanie?
Okay. I mentioned the centered child, and that is a very important point, because we've all heard of bullies and we've all heard of victims, but both of those are off-centered kids. And if you have one child that is bullying, or a victim kind of a child, that's an overly sensitive child. You have to strengthen the sensitive child by getting them involved in a lot of different things, getting them out and know the neighbors when we get we're getting past the COVID. So now we can get out and start getting kids more involved. Or if they have a bully, you got to rein them in, because you do not want your children bullying other people as grown-ups. And that's what we're seeing today. We're seeing a lot of off-centered kids. And this is a spiritual problem, James. This isn't just, we got to pass more laws. We've got a spiritual crisis in America, because look at what happened last summer. Our kids were running wild through our cities like Minneapolis, Portland, and Seattle, tearing up places, destroying. And these are off-centered kids that have not had the spiritual understanding of themselves, so they know how to take charge of their own lives. Well, that's just one thing that they need to do. And that's important for parents. I mentioned the listening chair, which is really very helpful. And another one is helping your children know how to handle anger. Oh my goodness, we've got an awful lot of people that are very angry. We've got politicians that are angry. And this has to stop, because we are destroying ourselves from within. If you read Empowerment Parenting, you're going to be very surprised to see how spiritual we all are. Keeping secrets is very, that can destroy people from within, and especially children. So keeping secrets is one. The listening chair is one thing that they can do today. And understanding how important having your children be spiritually centered. And that means that you have to take time to talk to your kids. And in Empowerment Parenting, we have a lot of exercises and to help you help your child. So hopefully we can get out. We can get out of this, but it's going to be we the people. It's not going to be with politicians.
That is one thing that I'm starting to hear more and more out of folks. It's going to be the people, not the folks that we've elected to save us from some of these problems. Stephanie Mann joins us today. SafeKidsNow.com is her official website. She is tremendous. She has an incredible book, Empowerment Parenting, How to Raise Resilient Children Who Become Happy and Self-Reliant Adults. And she joins us today here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. So, Stephanie, how can we bring our inner cities together to stop crime and keep some of the families and children safe? You're the expert. Fill me in on this.
Okay, let me start by saying that, what we're doing right now, we're talking about defunding the police, which is craziness. The national average right now is 2.4 police officers for every 1,000 citizens. So when you say defund the police, you're going to have less police to keep you safe. And releasing people from prison is another crazy idea. I don't know where these people get this idea that if you release people from prison, somehow they're going to reform themselves. They've had a lot of problems growing up that were never addressed. And they have a spiritual crisis now. And this is unbelievable that we are in this interesting place. But I think it's interesting because it's a wake-up time. So what can we do? One of the things that I've written papers on this, that anybody that's interested, we need to hire and train neighborhood safety experts to go out. And now these are people that look like the community, that speak the language of the community. These are not police officers. They go out and they help bring neighbors together. And when they bring neighbors together, oh my goodness, amazing things happen. I've been doing this for 40 years. So I have seen neighbors change their own neighborhood. Right now, a lot of neighbors are in fear, and we have got to stop the fear And it's critical that we have people that are going to help bring these neighbors together. And if you want to see some success stories, they're on videos on safekidsnow.com, and go to videos, and you will see people that are survivors, and they've gone out and organized their neighborhoods, and they've turned their neighborhood around, and they said interesting things like, I never knew my neighbors had these talents where they could bring to help the kids. One neighbor said, I'm so glad our neighborhood is coming together. I would like to, let's have a neighborhood day, and I would love to bring in some of the sample cars that I sell and show them to the kids so they have and we'll talk about mechanics. Somebody else said, I'd like to take children from the neighborhood to the zoo. I mean, your neighbors are your support system. And for heaven's sakes, do not let our politicians continue to divide us up. This is irresponsible, and it can be turned around, but it's not going to be turned around if we keep electing the same old people that have been doing this stuff for years and hasn't improved the life of the citizens. We have a spiritual crisis, number one. We have a fear problem in our communities. We have poor city leadership, and we cannot defund the police. I mean, we have got to start a whole new dialogue about what really needs to change here.
You are amazing, and I'll tell you, I was just rooting you on when you when you were given those details, because that is truly phenomenal. Just a great idea there, Stephanie. We have Stephanie Mann with us today. She joins us live. SafeKidsNow.com is her official website. Go over to safekidsnow.com. Also, Stephanie is the author of Empowerment Parenting: How to Raise Resilient Children Who Become Happy and Self-Reliant Adults. And she joins us today here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy, the BGE radio network out of Atlanta, GA. BuildGrowAndEnjoy.com is our official website. So, Stephanie, I want to talk here in I would say the last probably 5-6 minutes here that we have with you on your book. So, Empowerment Parenting, what has been some of the feedback, some of the response that you've gotten on this book so far? Because the book is absolutely amazing, my friend. Give me some details here.
Okay, here's a copy.
Yes. That is what the book looks like. We've got that up on screen for television viewers. So the feedback, Stephanie, what has that been like?
Well, I have had such amazing feedback on it. As I mentioned, I had a call from Taiwan, China, and as you know, the communists are trying to take over Hong Kong, and they're in a mess. But they are, and I gave them permission to translate Empowerment Parenting into Chinese, and they are going to be distributing 300 copies to their social workers. And as I mentioned, this is about the spiritual power within every single human being. We all have this amazing power. I might mention, and I wrote this in Empowerment Parenting, my story, and I was abandoned in Mexico City at age 15, and I didn't speak the language. So my journey is to empower other kids, because I not only survived, but I had no one to talk to. I had no one to advise me. And I was coming home, and there was a little church on the corner, and I stopped at that church and I said, I'm isolated, I'm alone, I don't know what to do, where do I go? And turned my life around. I have so many stories of other people who have turned to God, and they've turned their lives around. And those are also videos on safekidsnow.com. And I invite people, and other things that other people have given us feedback. I've had, some of those are on the website, so you can read them for yourself. And some of them the book is on Amazon. There are also comments on Amazon. And people have bought the book, but then they don't come back to make comments. So if you read the book, and it's helpful to you, or if it isn't, it's going to be helpful to you. I guarantee it. If it is, I would love to have comments of what you are thinking about how it helps you, because we need to get the message out. We've got a spiritual crisis in America, and it's going to be up to all of us to turn this around, because we can do it. There are 350,000 churches in America. Can you imagine the power that we have as Christians, as Jews? Religious people have amazing power, and we need to turn that into action. We need to turn that into a voice. So anyway, that's
I love it. I love it, because you're right. There are so many churches in this country. There's so many community organizations that could be helping folks, and they either are not, or they just don't understand how much power that they do have.
James, can you imagine what would happen if every church just sent out 2 or 3 people to help the neighbors get organized?
Yes.
Just help
them. It would be phenomenal.
What about love thy neighbor? Isn't that one of the mandates of our church?
I believe so, and I've often wondered why more people don't do that.
Science.
So Stephanie Mann joins us today here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy, and as we wrap up here, her website is safekidsnow.com. The book we have been speaking about today, Empowerment Parenting, How to Raise Resilient Children Who Become Happy, Self-Reliant Adults. Stephanie, before we let you go, what is next for you as an author?
Well, as a matter of fact, I had a call from New York, and I'm going to be starting my own program through www.aaumedia.com. So I am going to have guests on some of the successful. I have a national network of people, and I've already written a list of about 40 people that I want to interview. So I'm going to be doing that, and that starts sometime in May. So I'm really looking forward to sharing with people my guests and talking about what we can do as Americans to turn our country around. And I really appreciate the opportunity, James, for really the first time I've mentioned this on the air. So thank you so much for inviting me to be here today.
That's fantastic. I would love to off air chat with you about that radio program, because I would love to get involved any way we can to help push that out there. Stephanie Mann, you have been amazing today. SafeKidsNow.com is the website. You can also find her on social media as well. And Stephanie L. Mann has been our guest here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. Stephanie, thank you, my friend. And we will definitely do this again, because I would love to have you back to talk a little bit about some of the international sex trafficking of minors that's going on, some of the different things that are happening. So I definitely will be talking to you very soon. Thanks for joining us this week here on BGE, my friend.
Thank you so much, James. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Definitely. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you, Stephanie.
You too.
Appreciate it, my friend. There she goes. Stephanie Mann is our guest here on Build, Grow, and Enjoy. You can get more information on her website at safekidsnow.com. That wraps it up here for this edition of Build, grow, and enjoy. We will see you next time on BGE, each and every week on the Blog Talk Radio Network, and more at buildgrowandenjoy.com.